Hello everyone, Krydax here. Welcome back to our Satisfactory gameplay. So, in the last episode we got some foundations set up and kind of the beginnings of a quote-unquote real factory instead of this hodgepodge nonsense. What I'd like to do, actually, is work on getting, what are they called? Reinforced plates automated in this episode. And trying to figure out kind of how to get that going. So I'm gonna add some more foundations first, just because we will need some more space. We'll go one more. And I might try to find some drop pods as well in this episode. I won't lie, I do use, sometimes I'll use I don't know what it's called, but an online resource that shows you where the drop pods are that you can harvest the hard drives from. Just because, honestly, for me, exploration is fun, but the hard drives are pretty important to gameplay. Like finding that recipe that I was mentioning where you can make screws directly from ingots, that's pretty valuable. So I might use an online resource to be able to find some of those drop pods. Oh, look at this. We got some more biofuel going. I chopped down a few trees in between episodes. So we will make sure our biomass burners are well fed. Okay. And what else do we need to do? We'll probably need a few more of these in this episode. Get a few more miners set up. I also turned on large inventory slots, which I'm trying to decide if I like it or not. It makes the inventory slots much larger, which is a bit easier on the eyes, but it also means that you have to scroll because they don't make these windows big enough to show the whole chest, so I don't love that, so I'm trying to decide if I like this or not. We've got some iron ore in our inventory that we'll want to get rid of. But actually, I keep forgetting, there is a trash can in this game. So we can just trash it. Just what I'll do, because these are full of iron ore anyway. There was one little mistake I made in the last episode that I couldn't figure out for a minute. This, what's this called? A constructor was not making limestone at 100%, and it still isn't, which is actually confusing, because I thought I fixed it. And I figured out the reason for that was because we were bringing in the 60 per second, and then we were splitting the 60 per second in half to this guy, and then we were having the 30 per second come in. So this is using 45 per second, so it was taking 22.5 from this belt and only 22.5 of the 30, so we were actually wasting 7.5 per second. But now this one, oh, I see my mistake. See, now I'm adding the extra 7.5 onto this belt before, and these belts can only handle 60 per second total. So, can I not get on top of that? So I've made a few mistakes here, and apparently can't get back up. There we go. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just deconstruct all this real quick and make it better. The rendering on these items is all weird. What is happening right here? I have no idea. I'm gonna rebuild that. They said they have some sort of new experimental rendering for items on conveyors, and I assume that's part of the issue here. So what I think I'll do, oh my, yeah, that. Let's see, so we've got our 60. And first we want to take half of the 60 and add it to the other one, which will be here. So then that will have a capacity for 60. And then we'll split that off and add it to this one. So then we'll actually end up with 60 on this belt, but once this belt backs up, we'll see if this still works. I feel like this maybe still isn't going to work. William, what is happening over there? Look at that. Item rendering is definitely a little messed up here in the experimental build. But I might still be doing this wrong. Because once this gets backed up, it'll be using half of this. I don't know. We'll see if it works. The important part is I'm splitting the 60 first instead of the 30. I think that was the problem before. We'll see once these start running. It says we're at 98% and 100%, so I think we might have finally figured it out. Anyway, small issues in the first place, but we will have plenty of concrete now to build all the foundations we need. So, what I want to do, I actually don't think I've unlocked the hub upgrade, or the research milestone for the assembler, so we'll need that. And we need reinforced plates for conveyor Mark IIs anyway, so I probably should automate reinforced plates first. And do I care about field research? Yeah, I've got plenty of stuff. I just need to make 300 screws real quick. And we might as well get that done. I should probably automate screws, but that means I want the hard drive. So we will go hard drive hunting after this. I'll pull up the map on my second monitor and we'll see if we can find a few. The other thing that is useful, and I would highly recommend, I'll interrupt myself, I'd recommend not using a map if you are a new player to Satisfactory. There is something really fun about the exploration, and using a map to find everything, it does kind of defeat a little bit of the purpose. I've played this game enough times to where, you know, I'm not going to find a drop pod I've never seen before, most likely. But at the same time, I haven't played it so much that I remember exactly where they are. So I'm kind of in that middle ground where using a guide seems to be reasonable.
Milestone reached.
And there
the
it goes.
molecular analysis machine, referred to as the MAM, will allow R&D to provide new technologies, items, and buildings based on samples collected in the field. To ensure a greater chance of success during exploration, an upgraded tool belt has been provided, as well as an object scanner and beacons. Note: the object scanner requires calibration via the MAM to enable detection of specific objects.
Upgraded tool belt. I don't actually know what that means. Oh, 2. That's what this means. So I can... I don't know how you actually switch, but you can have 2 things equipped in your hands, which is nice. Okay, so I want to get rid of these leaves, flower petals. We'll get rid of all this extra stuff. Well, I just took everything out of the chest. Just kidding. Okay, so we want the wire, the rods, the plates. And I think that's it. We'll find plenty of food on our journey. We will take a portable miner or 2, or just 1 in case I need it. We'll take the screws in case I need to craft something. And what else might we need? Because we can always handcraft, what's it called? The crafting bench wherever we need to, or an equipment workshop. And the MAM, where is it? Is it in special? Yeah. That requires 5 reinforced plates, so we'll want to make that first. Because we can take that with us and pop a hard drive in, even while we're on the go, because it takes, I think, 10 minutes to research. Okay, so we've got our 5 reinforced plates. Grab all the excess stuff we've got. And we also want to make sure, I mean, I think I have everything, but I want to have enough stuff for a biomass burner, which I do. Because sometimes you need to provide power to unlock the, what are they called? The drop pods. And we'll grab whatever biofuel we have as well, so I can run the chainsaw. And I think that should do it, so we can now go on a little expedition. I'm going to pull up the map real quick. Let's see. Satisfactory tools map, I think is what I'm looking for. I know you guys can't see this. I don't have OBS hooked into my browser, but that's okay. And we'll want to remove resource nodes from my vision. So I think I'm pretty much in the southwest corner. It looks like there's a few hard drives I can get to that only need power or screws. So we'll head towards those first. Oh yeah, I can't even open the map. I forgot about that. That's a thing I'm not a fan of in Satisfactory, is there are some what to me feel like artificial gates where it's like, why should I have to research something before I can even look at the map? You know, that just feels a little frustrating to me. I think it's actually one of the Caterium researches. So let's see if we can do that before we head out. So we'll build the MAM right here. And we need to give it some Caterium here. I have a tiny bit of. Oh, start research. There we go.
New resource added to the resource scanner.
Right. So now we need to go see.
New research available in the MAM.
Okay. So I did already know that Caterium was over here. What I will do is set up a little... I don't know what you call this, but it's how I like to get to places. So we'll set up a conveyor belt that goes down. And then we'll set a conveyor belt that goes up. So, I guess an escalator is what that's called. And then we'll pop down that miner that we've got. And that should help. It's interesting, on a pure node, I don't know if I noticed this before, you mine 3 at a time. I feel like that's new. So we'll probably need a few hundred actually, because if I'm remembering correctly, it's like 2 or 4 ore to a single ingot, or something like that. We'll come back and grab another stack. So I'll need to set up a little smelter. I'll just do all this right here. Production smelter. Connect it to this power here. Oh, right, I need more ore to even unlock the ability to craft ingots. The first one is just the ability to find the ore. So now we'll research Caterium ingots.
New
And then
recipe
quick
unlocked.
wire needs 50 ingots. And then I think the map is soon after that. We'll see if I can actually do that. Okay, so it is 3 ore to 1 ingot, and we need 50 ingots. So we'll go grab some more ore. I just realized my OBS was saying that the encoding is overloaded. I don't think my rig can handle having a Google Chrome window open that's rendering something at the same time as recording Satisfactory. Maybe that means I need to turn the graphics down a little bit, but hopefully that didn't glitch out my audio. I apologize if it did. Okay, so this is actually going to take a little bit, so I'm just going to wait on that, and we'll come back to it. We'll keep working on the reinforced plates for now. So one thing I want to do before I go too crazy is actually just copy this setup for cable, so I won't have to worry about cables anymore. So I need some reinforced plates to make constructors. And I'll need 2 constructors, one to make wires, one to make cables. So I need a few more here. Because I am tired of handcrafting cables, let me tell you. Okay. So we'll hook up the constructor to the next constructor. Looks like that will line up nicely. No, it's actually not lined up. Perspective is an interesting beast. Okay, so there's that one, and then we'll have storage container. We'll go on top of the wires there. Hook everything up. These are definitely not lined up. Okay, so now we just need some more copper. These can each handle 30. I can't remember if that was impure or pure down there, or normal. So, because if it's impure, then I want to make another miner. It is impure, okay. So we'll need another mining machine because these only make 30 per minute. As it is, so splitting this wouldn't do me any good. So we'll make ourselves another miner. I'll make a few since I'm going to plop a few more down in the Caterium area. And then we'll go make another miner. Right here. Encroaching others' clearance. What clearance is it encroaching? What? I don't really understand what it's running into. Oh, wow, these guys. Didn't even see them. That's what we're running into. There we go, okay. I'll wait till I'm up above to build it so I can make the little conveyor elevator in the right spot. Okay. So we'll want it to be maybe right there. And we'll make a conveyor lift coming up to about this height. And then we'll hook that up to the smelter here. Of course, we're clipping just a tiny bit. We'll lower this one down. Okay, then I need to hook that up to power. I feel like my whole power system's gonna shut down when I start all this up, but we'll see. Hook up some power lines here to there. And we've got copper, ingots, wires, and cables. I think that should do it. We've got our copper ore. And unless power breaks down, we should be good to go. It does look like our max consumption is above our production right now. So if everything tries to run at the same time, it will shut down. But thankfully right now everything's not running at the same time, so should be all we need. So ingots go in, wires come out at what rate? It's like 30 per minute, and this is 60 per minute. So technically I could have two of these making wire would be the most optimal way to do it. I guess I'm just now realizing I could have split that to make 2 wires, half of them go into storage, half of them go to make cables. But now I have a little extra copper. So that way I won't need wires automated. Probably don't need more than 1,000 wires at one time. Okay, let's go grab some more Caterium. And need 50 ingots, that's right. Okay, so we'll get all those running, and then I think what I'll actually do is just put a storage container here. Of course, that's not quite going to work. And then I will put all the Caterium ore onto that. And then I'll just hook this up to the smelter. And now I have 50 ingots. Perfect. So we'll make quick wire. We can also get some more inventory slots. And electronics and zipline. Oh, we can get the zipline this early? That's fun. I'm excited to try that out. That's a new thing from this update. So I will need a quick wire constructor. Which, of course, I still don't have reinforced plates. So someday that will be something that's more automated. But for now, I will just keep making them by hand. So I'm gonna make 10 right now, so I don't run out as quickly. I should automate screws as well. That's actually probably the longest part of this process. Because it's 3 little taps each time, and I need 12 screws, so it's a total of like 15 little hammers per reinforced plate. Alright, well there's 10 of them. Still not that bad. We'll make our little Caterium constructor right here. This rock is in the way. Generally, my rule of thumb is if I'm about to use the last connection to a section of power lines, I'll first make a new power line and then connect that. So little clumps of power lines always have a free like section. So quick wire is, it looks like 5 per Caterium ingot, so that's fairly cheap in the long run. And it looks like I have a lot of copper ore that I need to trash, so we'll do that. And I think it was 100 quick wire that we needed. Is that right? 100 for the zip line and 100 just for this research node to unlock. And then we can get some more inventory with 50 reinforced plates. I don't really need more inventory right now, so I'm not going to worry about it, but six inventory slots is kind of a big deal. We also have flower petal researches. I think that's to let you color items. These researches, I think you unlock a medical inhaler to heal yourself. Power slugs, you get power shards from those, which help you overclock buildings. And then I think you get some weapons in this tree. I don't remember exactly what else. But we'll grab our quick wire. Almost 100. There's a little, I think that's called a summer sloop. Don't know exactly what that means, but there's a lot of those little artifacts around the world, and as far as I know, they still have no known purpose in the game. So we're still waiting on the purpose of those things. Alright, let's research the zip line. Oh, I need 50 cables. Okay. Caterium, zipline, start research. So that'll take 5 minutes. So now let's focus on screws. I do hope to find a hard drive that lets me make screws directly from ingots, so I'm not gonna make a huge screw automation section, but I will make some screws here just to get that done. I actually want 2 of these. Splitter. Picked up. Need some power lines. Probably need some more foundations, actually. Rather than building on the edge. Okay. Did I not hook this up correctly? Oh, right. I'm doing the exact thing I... Man, my bad. So, screws are made from rods, not from ingots. I'm used to making them from ingots. So first we need this, then we need another one, making... We'll just have one. I really just need them for handcrafting stuff right now. Storage container. Put that there. And that'll be screws. That's better. The ratios are all off, but I'm okay with that. So now we'll at least have some automation for screws. Oh man, getting stuck on everything. Okay, let's go do our next Caterium research. I'm guessing the MAM is just about done. Yeah, 2 minutes. We'll hand collect some more ore. Not the most elegant process, but until we have explosives, I really don't have any options. Okay, so 1 more minute, and then we can... I think the map is in the next node. I hope. Gosh, I might be remembering incorrectly. It might be quartz that unlocks the map. And I don't know of any quartz near here. So we'll have to see about that. But let's at least put in our plates and rods, and we'll be waiting a little bit on the cables and screws. I might just handcraft some cables because those go really fast. Yeah, I kind of rethought a little bit more in between the last 2 episodes, and I was just like, we are maybe not in the best location since we're on the edge of the map. We kind of have to go far for everything. So I may end up not, I don't know, routing everything to here. I might try to like pack up and move my base at some point. We'll just have to see. Okay, so we've got enough cables. If I saw the screw thing correctly, it's only 40 per minute, so we're still going to be short quite a bit. Yeah, we've got 100. But we just unlocked the zip line, so that's cool. Can I make it? Maybe I have to open the MAM again to see the result. Yeah.
New equipment unlocked.
Alright, we'll research that node. And we get AI limiter, blade runners, power poles Mark II, smart splitters, which require AI limiters, which I just don't have yet, and a power switch. Okay, so yeah, I think the map is actually in the quartz section, which is a little frustrating. And my power just shut down, which is also not good. So we'll throw another biomass burner here. And hook it up. Apparently I didn't follow my own rule. And I'm out of cables. And I think that's changed. I think you used to be able to hit E to get out of the build menu. And now you can't, so. Wait, did I not put this up to that one? There we go. Are these not all hooked up? Capacity should be more. Huh. So isn't this 20, 40, right? Shouldn't it be 130? So if max consumption is 128. Oh yeah, there we go. It should run. Okay. Alright, well, let's see how our screws are doing. I'll probably just handcraft the rest. Yeah, not very fast. Yeah, I'm not sure if I love this location. It was maybe not the best choice. Because the whole map is in this direction, and there's nothing in this direction, so it's not a very central location. Alright, we've got a lot of stuff. I'm just going to head out and try to find a drop pod. I don't have that map pulled up anymore because apparently the rendering of the map in Google Chrome was enough to push my computer over the edge. So we'll just see if we can find one by hand. Do some exploring. I would really like to get those blade runners too. That's a really handy equipment that makes you run faster and jump higher, just like Air Jordans. So we will want that. But I needed modular frames to be able to unlock it, which I currently don't have. It looks like there's some limestone over here. I'm just gonna run away from those things. We'll ignore that they exist. And what's this? This is coal, so I'll definitely want to grab some of that. Actually, I don't know if this matters, because I think you unlock the coal scanner from just researching something in tier 2 or 3, so that actually was kind of pointless. But there's another one of the weird things, a Mercer sphere. I'm just gonna leave it. There's no point to collecting them at the moment. Probably should at least grab the foliage that I'm running past. I don't see any drop pods, so we'll keep looking. they're somewhat common, but also somewhat rare. There's like 60 or 70 of them on the map, I think. But the map is also very large, so they can be tricky to spot sometimes, and they're not always in the most visible location either. Oh, almost just jumped off the map. Let's not go that way. So there's more copper over here. I should maybe make some beacons that I can start dropping down to note the location of resources. I feel like there's probably a drop pod up there. Let's find out. We'll make a couple ramps here. There's definitely poison, and I don't see anything. So that almost got me killed. Okay, I would really like to find at least one hard drive. So I'm gonna keep looking. There's plenty more resources over here. I feel like this area looks really familiar to me. I think I built my base around here in one of my playthroughs. Still am not seeing any drop pods though. Wait, is that one in the distance? Or is that just a rock? I think it's just a rock. Yep. Dang it. Okay. Don't even see one down in the valley there, which is surprising. Well, we're not going home empty-handed, so explore we shall. And we'll come home with a lot of leaves. I wonder if it's a rendering issue. I hope the renderer would show... Ooh, that was close. I hope it would show me drop pods at a large distance, and it wouldn't just be one of those things where I can't see it because I haven't walked close enough to it yet. That would be frustrating. Also, exploring at night was maybe not the best idea. Okay, there's some water here, which we will need when we go for coal power. We'll avoid these little poison trees. Here's one. Hopefully it doesn't need anything too complicated. Oh, jeez. I don't have a lot of healing right now. Those guys are a lot tougher. Okay, there's some motors here. We need 40 megawatts. That I can do. So we will make 2 biomass burners. Build a power pole. Hook them up. Put some leaves in. Put that up and open it up. So this is a hard drive, and that's how you research alternate
Data on the hard
recipes.
drive has been salvaged and can be repurposed to unlock an alternate recipe. Salvaging more hard drives will provide additional alternate recipes.
So chances are I'll probably get really unlucky and get one of the crappiest alternate recipes, but we'll try it out and see what we get. Grab the power slug while I'm here. So that's what's fun about this game, is you can spend a whole hour just away from your factory, walking around the world, finding stuff. Ooh, quartz. I do need this, actually, quite a bit.
This mineral shows purity levels akin to synthetic quartz manufactured on Earth and can be used to improve communication and exploration technologies. A new research tree can now be accessed in the MAM.
There's some copper right here, not too far from the base. There's a lot of limestone in this area, so that's a good thing. You need a bunch of concrete once you get to, it's either tier 4 or 5. You mix steel beams with concrete to make these encased industrial beams. And so that's, I think, the first time when you need a bunch of limestone for something other than concrete. Alright, we'll grab this slug too while we're here. So there's different colors of power slugs. The green ones are the easiest ones to find. They're just kind of sitting out in the open like that. And they give you 1 power shard, and then I think there's yellow slugs, which gives you 2, and then purple, which gives you 5, or something like that. So there are a limited number of power shards in the game, which can be a little frustrating, but generally if you go hunting for slugs, you'll have enough shards to do what you want to do. Okay, so we'll pop in a hard drive. That takes 10 minutes. And then I think I will make another MAM, which needs another reinforced plate. So I can research 2 things at once. Oh, what? I can't research 2 things at once? That's sad. Okay, so in that case, never mind. This is pointless. But I will grab some quick wire. And we'll grab all the screws that I've made, which hopefully is enough to make an assembler. Basically enough. We'll handcraft a few. Okay, let's see. Screws, 500. Bam.
Milestone reached. More complex assembly of parts can now be automated. Project assembly parts can now be constructed and sent up via the space elevator. Note: project parts are too complex to produce by hand.
So project assembly is all the space elevator stuff that essentially you'll finish tier 1 and 2, you know, by hand, and then you actually have to build the space elevator and load it up with smart plating and I think a few other of these parts, and then you kind of launch one huge thing, and that unlocks tiers 3 and 4 together, which then within those tiers you still do this thing where you make the milestones and unlock them, and then you have to do another big phase for the space elevator to unlock 6 and 7, or 5 and 6, and then 7 and 8 way later. So that's kind of the overall structure of the game. Oh yeah, I can make a zip line. Right. I forgot about that. So let's try this thing out. This seems really fun. It lets you ride the these power lines. So you can just kind of like, oh, I'll just zip line all the way down, which is super cool. And I think you can go up too. Is that right? Oh, let's see. Yeah, so it can even bring you up hills. So this is actually a really fun alternative to my little escalator system. It's like BioShock. You guys ever played BioShock Infinite? You can kind of just hop from line to line. This is super fun. Look at that. So that's a fun new way to get around. I wonder if it actually costs power, or if it's kind of just free. I don't know. This is great. I think this was a great addition to the game. It's very satisfying. I kind of just want to ride in circles around my factory now. Oh no. I guess you can get on the wrong one though. Pretty easily. Alright. So, I do want to automate. I think what I'm going to do is automate those. Well, I don't have an assembler yet. Oh, I need motors for an assembler. Or rotors, I guess. Rotors plus stators equals motors. There's a lot of rhyming words there that are easy to mix up. So, can't quite build assemblers yet. I think I can handcraft everything I need though. I really just want to see what alternate recipe I get from the hard drive, but we still got 5 minutes on that. So let's do a couple other things first. I want to get ready for this, which needs 10 modular frames. And that means 30 reinforced plates. So we're gonna wait a minute on that. Rotors need screws and rods. So what I really want to do is just get an assembler running to make reinforced plates. Even if it's very slow, even just a few per minute is going to help me a lot to have automated. So I think I saw it was 4. Yeah, 4 rotors. And then I will need more power. So let's get our power solved here. So we're gonna shut down for a second, and I'm gonna make foundations right here. Probably line those up with this building. Or what is this? Storage? Okay. So I'll put my biomass burners on these platforms so they're easier to line up. Okay. Power, biomass burner. Looks like they fit perfectly onto a foundation, which is really nice. So we'll build 6. Put a power pole in between. I should actually offset it a little bit so that it doesn't get in the way of walking in between them. And then we'll hook everything up. Okay. I'll grab biofuel, which I should refill since I'm holding some leaves. Leaves all go in here. Wood goes in here. And then we will want to split our biofuel into 6 stacks. And since they only use what they need, that'll last a while, since now I've got quite a bit more power than I'm using. Okay, awesome. And now let's... kind of want to make some zip lines now that go, like, over on top of everything. Just so I can jump around easily. Let's see. Now I want to go make reinforced plates. Extend our foundations a little bit. Make an assembler. I'll just put it right here for now. This is all very temporary. And then we'll need a constructor to make... Of course I don't have 2 iron plates. I'll just put plates in myself for now. I do wish there was like a storage container building that was a lot smaller, but had, you know, maybe just less, it only maybe had like 3 slots or something, or even, I would even settle for one that had 2 slots, but was the size of, you know, a merger. Just a tiny little box that you could send a belt into. Even if it didn't have an output. Just that would be really nice for kind of the quote-unquote mall that players like to make, where it's like, oh, I just want to grab a bunch of items. Okay. Just kind of have some hookups here. And there we go. So now we will be automatically crafting some reinforced plates. We're not making enough screws, we're only making 40 per minute. So that means we'll be making 2/3 of 5, which is about 3 point something per minute. Not a ton, but you know, every 10 minutes I'll have 30 plates to grab, so that's really nice. So let's go check out the MAM, and let's also eat some food. My health is very low. Looks like we have just enough. Okay. Oh, thank goodness. We got the recipe we wanted. These are actually all really good recipes. This one you can't use for a while because it's produced in the foundry, but it combines iron and copper to make 5 iron, so you actually get more productivity. It's not amazing though because copper is more rare than iron, so you're technically getting a bonus on productivity, but you're using a more expensive resource to do it, cancels out somewhat, and it's a more complicated building process. Stitch iron plate, though, is quite strong. Instead of screws, you use wire to make the reinforced plates, and that's just a lot more, effective in terms of total ore that you need. But then this one, really, I'm actually kind of torn because the main things you use screws for is for reinforced plates. And this recipe can be combined with one called iron wire, where you actually make wire out of iron ingots, and then you're still making stitched iron plates, or reinforced plates, out of only iron, and you don't have to use any copper, and this recipe is just cheaper overall. So I'm kind of torn, but I'll probably do some more hard drive hunting, so I'll get that one eventually. For now, we'll go with cast screw, so I just don't have to deal with making rods first. So now we'll go over, well, first let's get our research going. Which one was I gonna do? This one? I don't have enough for that, so first I will do quartz. Yeah, I wonder where quartz is. How close are we? Is there any nearby? Doesn't seem like it. Wow. It's still going. Still going. Wow. We are so far from quartz. The closest quartz is way out there at 2 kilometers. So yeah, that's maybe the downside to being in this location. Okay, so you can see what we'll do here is we will just cut out this entire constructor. And then this one, we will change the recipe to alternate cast screw. And we actually make, let's see, that's 40 per minute. And this is 50 per minute. So we actually get more screws and we save an entire constructor in the process. So yeah, great alternate recipe. Highly recommend it. And we are slowly getting some of these. Oh right, and I never actually made the iron plate one, which I need to do. So this guy needs to make plates going into the assembler as well. Of course, we're short on plates. Gotta connect power. Okay. So now we've at least automated reinforced plates, and we can kind of work a little bit further through the tech tree without too much pain. Alright, well, we've done a lot of good work today, a lot of running around with our, like a chicken with our head cut off, trying to find a drop pod. I'll pull up a map next time, and hopefully we can be a little bit more direct in the places we're going, but yeah, I can do some more researches now. I won't be automating quartz for a long time since it's so far away. At some point, I might go on an expedition to bring back a few thousand just to unlock some of the things, but for now, we'll just have to ignore quartz. And we are slowly building up our base. This game's just so satisfying to play, as the name would imply. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you next time.